All right, now I know there are a ton of reviews and demonstrations on there on how to use the All American Sharpener, but after watching a boatload of videos on YouTube, I always had some questions about some stuff that I knew couldn't get answered until I actually got my hands on it. So I went out and I bought one, and I bought the 5005 model, which is the one that does all different types of blades. And I had this shipped directly from the company. They also sell it on Amazon. I think you save yourself some bucks by buying directly from the company. This looks like the hardware package. And here's the entire unit. Here's the entire unit itself. Now let's see what's in the hardware package here. This is the mounting bracket. They give you a bunch of different size pins, depending on what kind of an angle grinder you have. And here's a mounting bolt. I don't know why there's just one, but we're gonna see when we go to hook it up. Oh, there's the other one. I think I'm gonna mount it right here. Then I just have a couple lag bolts that I'm gonna attach it with. Okay, now that that's attached, we're gonna mount this. Hex Allen wrench. Okay, that's clamped down good. So you just get your angle grinder. But anyway, I looked on the All American website and they recommended a 40 grit flap disc. It's the 4.5 Diablo 40 grit. And now we look at the pins that they gave us. Now all angle grinders are different, so you see they all have different thread sizes. So we're gonna find the one that fits. That one does that. Probably this one. There we go. Okay, now let's take a look at how this is gonna mount onto the arm here. So again, there's different set screws here that you could make it how far away from the blade you're actually gonna sharpen. So I see that I could adjust the distance side to side there. So I'm gonna take this now. I'm gonna tighten that up against that pin, and I'm gonna, all right, that's bottomed out there. So let's spin that there. And for now, I'll just do that hand tight. The pin goes in. And for now, let's clamp that down. So that's how it's mounted. Now, all of my blades are pretty standard. This is a high lift blade off of an X Mark. Commercial grade X Mark, and you can see the condition of the blades right now. Not too bad, but they need a little freshening up. So underneath here, there's a wheel. You loosen up the wheel, and then there's like these little ball joints in there, so you can feel exactly where it is. So you put the corner to where you want it. I'm going to put it at 30, and we'll test the angle. See how the angle grinder lines up. Unscrew this to open it up a bit. Place your blade inside. And we want to get that underneath these screws. Okay, so that's mounted in there. I want to get the 12 o'clock position of here, right on here, because depending on how new and how many times these have been sharpened, the part you sharpen may be way over here. These are pretty new, so it's far to the right, far to my right. So I'm not quite at 12 o'clock here. I want to be more on that meat of the grinder. So I want to set this pin a little bit. This is one thing I didn't see that was really discussed in other videos. So you see, I loosen the one screw there, the one nut, I'm sorry, and then rotate that, and it slides the whole thing over to the right, my right, your left. Now I'm more at the 12 o'clock position. So when I grind, I know I'll be nice and straight. So now that I like where that looks, I like where that looks now. That's one thing I don't see discussed a lot, how to adjust this set screw properly. But I think what you want to do is get that right at the 12 o'clock position. Let me tighten all this down, and we'll give it a try. Okay, I'm all set up. This is clamped in nice. I got my angle at the proper angle. Everything's tightened down. Now I'm going to stop right there because I could already see that it's cutting at a different angle than it was, which is why I wanted to get this machine. So I know that I'm consistently cutting at that 30-degree angle, or 35, or whatever your case may be. But these have been done in the past where I've brought them to a shop and they probably just did them by hand. So you see, this is what I'm talking about. You can see it shined up, but here, see right there, the grinder hasn't touched it yet. I haven't taken enough down. There you can see a little bit of a bevel going on where it's correcting the old angle. See how my grinder is getting the left side of the blade, but not the right yet? So I think we need to take down some more material until I get that true 30-degree angle on there. There, you can see where a little bit of rust is. And that was what, 3 or 4 passes I think I did? Try and see how this looks from a little bit of a different angle. See, I'm getting there now. See how it's taking some more material off there. There's still some rust. Right at the tip there's some. But if I keep coming down, and you could see that this part is a little skinnier than down here, which is typical. That's how blades wear out. The tips always wear out more. So if I take down another 1/8 of an inch here, I'll eventually meet up there and get that perfectly straight. So I'm going to keep going and take a good amount down. Now I'm going to try a different kind of blade. This goes to a my Craftsman 21-inch push mower, you know, small residential thing. And I bought a new one to compare the two. And you can see the edge on here. And you can see how the blade is a little wavy. So I'm going to try to straighten that out and get a nice edge on it. Now with these, see how they don't sit flat either way. So we're gonna see how that affects it when I put it in the device. It's because these lips, there's these extra lips on here. Now I saw on one of the videos that they said you might have to raise the set screws here when you have a blade that has a lip like this. But I'm noticing now it sits nice and flat once it's in there, and it still gets underneath the set screw. So I'm not going to have to adjust anything there. So let's clamp that in. All right, so that's all set. And then we're going to test. Now I'm still set at the 30-degree angle, and that looks about right. So we're going to give this one a grind down. So now see how the balance is. Right, this side's a touch heavy. That looks good. And that's a nice sharp edge. Now this new blade here, I mean, it's brand new, but you can see a lot of machine marks in there. I'm just going to clean that up, knock the paint off. Now this looks like the angle is different, this factory angle. We'll go with 35. Yeah, that looks better. I'll give it one light pass to see if I'm correct. See, I just wanted to clean it up a little, and you can still see a little black tape, black paint on the tip, probably indicating that the angle could have even been a little bit steeper. That's beautiful. Now the last set of blades I'm going to work on here are going to be my Gator blades. These also go to my commercial X mark. That's what the blade looks like beforehand. All right, so let's see what the angle is here. I'm still set on 35 from the last one, and that looks good. This looks like a pretty steep angle. I wouldn't be surprised if it's even a little steeper, but we're going to keep it at 35. After that first pass, I'll tell how accurate the angle is. Good angle. These blades weren't in bad shape at all. So just a couple passes to get a nice edge on them.